Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time. In this video, we're going to change all of the exterior lights on my wife's 2017 Jeep Wrangler JKU, but I wanted to do this pre-intro to kind of set some expectations if this is your first time here or if you came here looking for motorcycle content, whatever. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a motorcycle mechanic. I'm certainly not a Jeep mechanic, but I kind of do things and figure it out as I go. Normally I do moto vlog / blog style videos. So if you're looking for like, hey, this is definitively exactly how you do it, this probably isn't it for you, but we're going to get it all done. You can look at that, and if you have any sort of mechanical aptitude, you can kind of piece together the things that are going to be most useful for you and then get it done. Oh, also, night train giveaway. Check out UncleBogator.com. Link's going to be down below. 50% discount is still in effect. Use code TOPHAT at checkout to grab those at 50% off. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to do something a little bit different today. Something that isn't really typical of this channel, but okay, what are you going to do about it? Click off? It's fine. So in a garage full of motorcycles, you might be thinking to yourself, what's he going to work on? Well, I'll tell you. Today, we're going to be working on the Jeep. Dun, dun, dun. That's right. So my friends over at Eagle Lights, they do motorcycle headlights. They specialize in Harley Davidson and Indian, but they do have components for other motorcycles. But they also have a very wide assortment of lighting options for Jeeps. And guess who else has a Jeep? We do. Well, that's my wife's Jeep. I barely ever drive. I think I've driven this thing 4 total times. And one of the things we've always complained about, let's get rid of some of these old wanker lights on here. So Eagle Lights sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lights. Nothing for the middle, but we'll figure that out. All right, first things first, I have never done anything like this, but I know I have to pull the grill off. And I know to pull the grill off, I've got to get these little things out. There's going to be a few of these around the entire grill to get them popped up. So these little pins are, they've got like little studs. Not me, other studs. They got little studs you got to pull up. I don't know what they're called. One of you car guys out there probably going to know what they're called, but I don't. I'm not a car guy. It turns out I'm not a motorcycle guy really either. I just mess around until I figure it out. Now you can see what I mean here. I've got to pull the center piece up before it releases the pressure off the overall piece, right? Hey, well, we got it out. So that's not the way you should do that. I know that for sure. But that's the way it came out, so it worked. Okay, so ideally, I would have taken these decorative things out, squeezed those clamps, or pushed it down with a screwdriver, and then pulled it out, but I applied too much pressure and they just came out on their own. So we're at least going to change the headlamps and the fog lamps. Not the fog lamps, but the turn signals. So let's get going on that. I wish I had actual bits here, but these are supposedly T15s. They are. There's 4 of these, according to the guy that I watched. Yeah, if I had a real bit, this would be a lot faster. So I got this bowl to put my hardware in. This is just begging to be knocked over. All right, this has a red release. Pull that up. Now there should be a push tab there. Oh yeah, that allows me to push in the tab. Should let me pull right out. There it goes. Nice. Factory light kind of sucks. Okay, what they sent me was their 8700 BG3. So 8700, I'm assuming that's black and generation 3. They sent me some wires, and I think I can see why now. Because these have a, yeah, okay, so I get it. So this plug has to go in here. Yeah, like that. Okay. I'll push that red back down. This will go in here, like here. Perfect, look at that. Nice and sleazy. So there's a little notch here, and it'll go right inside of there. There's another one on the other side. So it also makes sure the .SAE is lined up there. Yeah, so everything kind of fits. Kind of a puzzle to get this ring back on right now. get them started. Yeah, T15 actual bit would be really handy. All right, we only got one in, but let's see see how it works. Okay, lights are on. You can see the difference between old yellow over there and this one. Turn your brights on. Hell yeah. Well, that's a big ass difference. Nice. Okay. Okay, so the first one is always to figure it out. And we got that one figured out. Now, while I've got this grill off, I noticed that I've got a couple of screws here. And that may be what I'm looking for to take that top dust cover off, to get these fog lamps off. The fog lamps I am saving for very last, because I do have to take the bumper most of the way off to do that. And if I have to take this top cover off, that means I also have to take the grill off again. So anyway, it might be more involved, so we're doing it later. I'm gonna get the other side done, but I'm not gonna film it. Then I'm gonna do the flashers inside of the grill. Okay, as was expected, the second one was loads easier. It took me less than half the time than the first one did, because I already had a basic roadmap in my head of what I needed to do, and sure enough, it was right. All right, let's see what they look like. There they go, brights. Hell yeah. Off. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Once we get all these things done, it's going to be nice and lit up. Now, they're not going to be aimed yet. There's a little screw right there. Oops, trying not to jerk too much. That we're probably going to have to use it to aim these after the fact, but let's go ahead and move to the back. All right, first tail light. Again, this is going to be the guinea pig. If there's any obstacles to overcome, we're going to figure it out with this one. I have a sneaking suspicion that these are going to be far easier than the headlights. Even though once I got the first one done, the second one was actually pretty easy. Well, the first one was easy too. It just made it difficult. I didn't make it difficult. It was just difficult because I'd never done it. Anyway, you guys get the idea. Putting a lot of faith in you to understand what I mean.
Mommy, where's my belt?
All right, these are going to be pretty bitchin'. So these are the tail lights. In one box comes a set. These are, oh man, that's a lot of fucking letters and numbers. This is 9400 RBLG2. All right, so if you get these for your Jeep, well, I'm going to guess based off the other one having an L on it that this one's going to have an R. Yeah, so there's your R there. R, like a pirate. R, see it? Well, there's a little R. All right, now this guy, all right, this is going to plug right into this same plug. So this has got two hooks here. I'm going to assume, I have no idea what this is, maybe a load resistor or something. I'm going to assume these two hooks go right here on the frame. I got it upside down? No, I don't have it upside down, but definitely. Okay, so this little plus goes inside of this hole. These two, I'm assuming, are going to come in here and latch onto that thing. All right, so I had to turn the camera off because I was getting frustrated. So this comes in two pieces, and they're already put together when you take it out of the box. There are instructions. That is her laugh of approval.
You just need women to tell you how to do things.
Okay, who figured that out just now? You guys hear this shit? You guys hear this shit? All right, so basically we got I'm gonna use this two screws that I pulled off of this side, the original screws, right? And then I'm gonna use the two screws that came with it for the other part of it. And remember, these two screws have a smaller thread and they're longer, right? All right, I have no idea how much I was recording before that, but basically you gotta take these two parts off, hook the small side into the, I don't want to call it the frame, but it's, you know, the lip of the body, I guess. I do know my way around some lips, so. So this is going to look good, but it doesn't really line up against the weather stripping mark. Maybe it just needs to be washed. My forearms are getting tired, even though I've been training since I was 13. Get that?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you so much. I need you to laugh when I tell jokes, otherwise they're not funny. We're going to get it where you can see both lights. Hey, that looks pretty damn good. It's nice and bright. Brake light. Hit the, let off the brake. Brake. Right blinker. All right, she had to go get the keys, so we're going to get them all. Okay, lights. Here's blinker. Brake. Blinker off. Reverse. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, you can turn it all off. All right, trials and tribulations of doing work on stuff I've never worked on, which is pretty much the story of my life. You know why? Because when I fix things, it gets fixed right the first time, so I never have to fix it again. Come on, make your smart ass face in the camera. Let's go. Laugh it up, fuzzball. All right, I'm gonna get this other side, then we'll move up front. I'm not gonna record it. Piece together what you will from what I did on this side. It works, it just took me a while to get there. We'll see it. Just like everything else in life, go ahead, turn it on, baby. The left one was way easier than the right one. Lights, brake, left blinker, reverse, perfect. Put it in park, put your hazards on. Hit your brake again. Okay, you can turn it off. All right, half done. Fucking Miller time, baby. We're doing this like with the, you know, that one behind me wasn't supposed to be good. We're gonna power through. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the fog lamps on. Definitely the turn signals. Fog lamps are the ones I didn't know if I wanted to get to tonight, but I really don't want to open that grill back up since we already have it done right now. So drink this beer, smoke this smoke. All right, beer break's over. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these two off, pull this little cover off, and if that doesn't give me access to the nuts that I need, then we're gonna put it off till, oh no, it just, no. Okay, how about that? I stripped that out. All right, well, I stripped that out. So we're gonna put these off anyway, because it looks like I'm gonna have to now get under the bumper, take off the nuts and pull the bumper out so I can put those fog lamps in. So for now, at least I'll be able to get these turn signals done, put that back together, and then we can be done with it for today. About to run out of light anyway. She's gonna be out of town Friday. I'll have the Jeep Friday, so we'll tackle that then. It shouldn't be too difficult. Right? What could possibly go wrong? All right, we'll see how tricky I can make this. These are the turn signals here. 8700 TS. Going to assume that the TS stands for turn signal. Probably a safe assumption. So this is normally the part that's going to screw in, right, to the other piece. So that means that this plug has to come off, which, again, is just a little... Well, they make that a lot easier than Harley makes it. Slides up, push a little tab. Okay, this mother farmer goes right there. That's in. Boom. One. I'm doing the second one kind of off camera over here, but I'm getting it done really quick. So there's a little tab right here that's going to go into the clip side of the pin housing. So these are in here. Turn this screen around where I can see. These guys are in here on the back side with these clips. All right, there's little pinchers down in there. Oh, that's something else. All right, so we're gonna have to take these back out. I see now. I see how it's supposed to go. All right, and then these two tabs here are going to go back in these little holes. Oh, there is a left and a right apparently, and I don't have it in the right place. Why would I have it in the right place? He says. All right, let's put this one in instead. Yeah, that snaps right into place there. Put the other one on. Now we can plug it back in. All right, and now there are these bottom tabs that go into these little slots here. Okay, and then these tabs up top. All right, so all I gotta do is put these 5 tabs back in. I wanna make sure I don't strip those out. So I'm gonna pull these little guys out of the big guys. Stick that down in there, push that down, now it's locked in. I'm gonna do that all the way across and then we'll check out the finished product. Yeah, you can pose in there, look at that. Oh, actually that might be a good thumbnail, look. Okay, now get in the Jeep and turn it on. God, I wish that I had the front things done. Okay, headlights. Left signal, right signal. Nice, brights. Woo! Okay. So these are lights. They're not just reflectors. Yep. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out too. I'm just gonna make sure the back works since we got it all going. I'm back. A couple days later, and I've got 2 steps left on getting these Jeep lights all switched out to LEDs. The first one that we're gonna do today, we're going to change these fog lights out. I've already had a little practice run there because the instructions tell me that I need to take off this whole like upper plate here and to remove the bumper. And I don't think I need to do that. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but we're going to try it without it. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what I'm doing there. And then the second and last step for this whole thing, I'm going to have to wait till it gets a little bit darker, I believe. I got to aim these lights. Last night was the first time we drove the Jeep in the dark. I was in front of her on the motorcycle. She was behind me on the Jeep, and they are way out of whack. The driver's side is pointed way down. The passenger side is pointed way up. It looks ridiculous. So we're going to do that and wrap it up. But for now, let's get these fog lights, try to get these fog lights installed. I may end up having to do what the instructions said to do to begin with, but I'm going to look for some shortcuts. All right, so the Jeep has several of these grommets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then there's a couple more on the underside. There are some puller tools you can use, but I think the screwdriver is going to work pretty well as long as I don't put too much pressure on one particular side and damage the grommets here. Once I get this centerpiece popped out, I can pull the entire thing out. Kind of looks like that there. I don't think you need to see all 4 of them. Well, 3 of them being removed. I already removed 1 before I started the video today. You'll also notice I'm not wearing glasses today. A lot of times I wear glasses in these videos just to hide the bags under my eyes. But it's hot out. You know, it's near the end of July. And they get really sweaty. So, yeah. All right, let's get the other ones off. We'll come back. All right, so I've got this part down. Now there are 2 straps here. On the other side, there are 2 more of these grommets, or 1 more on each side. I don't think I can fit the camera in there necessarily. Just trust me that when I say that the exact same grommets are on the other side of these straps. And these little rubber straps, they secure into here to keep the back of this, I don't want to call it a skid plate because it's plastic, but it helps keep that back part held up. So let's get those off, expose the back of the fog lights, and see if we can actually change this thing without taking the bumper off. All right, I had to go inside and grab the Osmo Action Cam just to fit it up in here. I can see why they want to take that cover off, which is here, basically. So here's your fog light in here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. And then if you come back out of this hole and through here, right, somehow I've got to be able to fit a screwdriver to get 4 on this side out and 4 on the other side out. And I don't know if I have the vision or the room to do it, especially over here on this side. I don't think you can see. Now one of the problems I created for myself was I was attempting to take this off the other day, but I stripped these little screws out. I wish they would have used similar grommets to the ones that we had underneath, because they would make it a lot easier just to pry out. But why on earth would they make it uniform all across all of those grommets? Why not put 2 on there that are completely different than the rest, and so that way you have the added risk of doing what I just did. So doesn't make much engineering sense to me. I'm not an engineer, but I don't see the logic in it. I want to see if I can fit a screwdriver in there in those really tight places. If not, I'm gonna have to figure out a way. Okay, where there's a will, there's a way. Let's see if I can pry that out now. You might say, but Mike, don't you need those grommets? Yes, I do. But that's a problem to figure out later. I will need to get replacement grommets for her. Yeah, there goes. I may need to take the grill back off. We'll see. Nope, don't need to take it off. All right. Okay, I can't get this right on. So the video I watched on this said this was an 18 millimeter. I don't have an 18 millimeter. Shame on me, right? So we're trying this. This 3/4 actually seems to be working just fine, honestly. It might not be perfect, but nothing I do rarely is. Yeah, I'm not rounding that off. This is fine. As long as I can get them all off, this is fine. All right, this other side's giving me a little problem. So I brought out a 1/2 inch that's closer to a breaker bar, and a step down to the 3/8. There we go. Hell yeah. Well, I'm watching those rain clouds coming in, boys and girls. Hey, the good news about the rain clouds coming in is the breeze that's coming as a result is significantly cooler than it is in an ambient capacity. All right, on the Jeep's left side, one of the reasons they have you take off the bumper is because you've got some kind of vacuum here. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to fit this whole thing in here. Not. Oh boy. All right, these two bolts, because there's two here and two back here. These two on this side are supposedly the most difficult. So if I can get these out, we should be home free. Should be. Famous last words, right? All right, that one's coming right off now. You guys are seeing my sweat dripping off. All right, let's see what we can do with the other one. And of course not. Hey, it's almost like the people doing tutorials know what they're talking about. They've ran into the same problems that I am, right? Mine is not really intended to be a tutorial. As you guys know, I do vlog style videos. So when I do these kinds of things, yeah, eventually we get this shit done. It's more of a way to discover together, right? Okay, all 8 bolts are out. They, whoever they are, say to pull this out a little bit, lean forward, to get these clips, these lights out of here. There's 1, there's 2. Okay, well, what they don't tell you is that you've got a whole wiring harness in here. Okay, there's a wedge side or a flared side that goes up. Remember that, okay? See if I can rig up a table at the right height and just kind of roll this over. Okay, in the spirit of whatever works, I've got a laundry basket and a box with some shocks in it. That's what we're going to use to hold this bumper up. Ideally, I have grommets ready to go, and I can pull these 3 out and just disconnect the wiring harness, or there's 4 actually. But I didn't have those little grommets, so we're going to do it like this. Okay, these guys, these lights in here are only held on with 4 Phillips head screws. I've got this Japanese industrial standard. I'm going to do this one at a time. Don't put too much pressure. If you utilize the same box with shocks / laundry basket method that I have, don't put too much downward pressure because it'll tip to one side or the other. Okay, I'm going to take note that this adjustment spring is facing downward. It needs to be facing downward so that access hole, if you need to adjust your fog lights. I didn't read that anywhere, just figured it out. Normally I'm too stupid to see shit like that. And there you go, there's the entire fog light assembly. All right, in the package from Eagle Lights, we have these 8700 JP, these fog lights here. I'm going to figure out if there's a left and a right or if they're universal. Looks like they might be universal. All right, something I did not see coming. These come with 2 bare wires, so I'm going to have to figure that shit out too. Why not, right? Also, this interesting. The screw is backwards. So the screw should be facing this way, right? So I can get to it from underneath to adjust it. This screw is facing, it's on this side, you know, where the hole's over here. All right, I had no indication that I was going to be soldering today, nor do I want to, but kind of stuck. The instructions are also missing that point. I am not a very good solderer. I understand the principles of soldering, but that doesn't mean I know the best practical application of it. So before you get your Cheeto encrusted fingers on the keyboard and start critiquing my soldering skills, trust me when I say I already know. I am kind of perturbed a little bit, but it is what it is. Now this isn't going to be pretty at all, man. I know it's not. 1, I wasn't planning on it. 2, I'm kind of pissed. 3, it's not very comfortable out here, so kind of whining about it being hot. Excuse me. Oh, I also didn't put my shrink tubing on. Fucking nice, dude. Oh boy. See, I had it pretty well mated here, and then I had to take it apart to put that damn heat shrink on. Stay there, baby. Again, I know some of you guys are just itching, like you're not going to be able to help yourself about the quality, the lack of quality of my soldering. I'm here to tell you once again, I don't care what you have to say, and I do know how bad my soldering skills are, so I don't really need you. I also know that you know, once the solder's on here and the heat shrink's on, this will do the exact same job as a pretty soldering connection. The only difference really is that I'm creating harder joints this way. I get that. Okay, there's that. Boom, boom, boom. Well, I hope this is right, man. Black on black, red on white. All right, shrink tubing is on. Let's not make that mistake again. Let's make new mistakes on this one, shall we? That bad. Actually, this one's a lot prettier. Sometimes I get lucky, or as we used to say in the South, the sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. All right, moment of truth. Let's put the light on. All right, I am aware that I have not done my heat shrink yet. I'm aware of that. I'm just waiting until I make sure these work. All right, plugged in. They're not touching. Let's go turn the Jeep on, turn the lights on, see if they work. All right, got the fog lamps on the inside. So good news is switch works. It's on. Make sure the switch turns it off. All right, switch does in fact turn it off, so we got it right. There it goes. We can put these wires back in to the plastic tubing that they came out of. Hopefully, electrical tape. That's all that was really on there to begin with. We're gonna call this side done after these screws are in, and I'm not gonna film the other side. I'm just gonna get through it. I think you guys can appreciate that, right? All right, we'll see when both of them are on. We'll test the lights from there. I just wasted about 40 minutes. You'll notice the light's not on. I disassembled this entire thing. What I'm gonna say is, in short, it doesn't matter which wires. It doesn't matter which wires that you solder together at all. Because if the light's not on, guess what you can do? Just flip this around 180. I mean, simple solutions. What I will most likely edit out is the fact that I had this wired black to black, red to white, and it didn't work, so I cut everything, resoldered everything, and that's when I realized these are 180, and that doesn't matter. So, what a pain in the ass. So we're gonna put all this stuff back together, all the stuff that I just took apart. The bumper, shouldn't take too long, famous last words, but yeah, we'll see when we're done. Okay, well, I'm about 2 steps away from having heat stroke, but it's done. Well, those are installed. We're gonna see you here in a little bit. Once it gets a little bit darker, I'm gonna find a place to line this thing up and get it aimed. So, yep, looking good so far, almost done. Okay, I think it might just be dark enough to get this headlight alignment done. This was really bothering me last night when I was in front of the wife. So here's what we've done. Here's how to properly align the headlight, mostly. Florida is pretty flat, except for my house. Somehow I got little hills here. So it's a little uneven. It's a little higher on this side than it is on that side. It's 41 inches. I measured from the ground just below, 41 inches to the center of the light. It's 43 inches over here. And to compensate for that, I've got 2 pieces of tape over here. This one's 41 inches. To the top of the line there, and this one is 43 inches to the top of the line. I'm going to take a T15 inside this little hole right there, and that's your headlight adjustment. We're going to get that done. We're going to start with the driver's side. Let's get it done, baby. All right, because I'm doing one headlight at a time, I'm going to cover the other one up with a towel. Remember how I said the driver's side felt like it was dipped down, the passenger side felt like it was dipped up. And sure enough, you can see the top of the line here is well below that blue line. So we're going to use my T15, crank that up to that line there. Line here is on the top of this one. So that's good to go. Now what I recommend, I'm using this guy here. Don't use this. Don't be like me. Go buy an actual T15 like screwdriver style. So now we're going to get on the other side. And I suspect that one's going to be higher than the line. So because that's the passenger side, it can be a little bit high without blinding oncoming traffic. Let's take the towel off, see what that looks like with both of them. All right, I'm actually kind of surprised at that, to be honest with you. So we're gonna leave it. The passenger side was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So what I'll do is I'll wait till it gets dark. We're gonna go out for a drive, see if I get flashed at. If I get flashed at, then I'll adjust them down just a little bit. I'm gonna leave the tape where it's at. I know where my 25-foot mark is back where I'm parked at. And yeah, we'll see you out there in a little bit. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my blue tape or not. Yeah, there it is. Apparently I didn't wait till it was dark enough, because now they're both too high. We're still gonna go for a drive, see how often they get flashed, but at least they're even. I'm gonna pick up a real T15 maybe tomorrow, adjust these, and then I want to show you on the bottom there with these fog lights I can install. That looks so good. I like that. So good. All right, let's take it for a drive in the dark. All right, so not completely dark. I want to turn off. So there's the headlights without the fog lamps, right? But man, that looks so freaking good. I've got a car in front of me. Let's turn on the brights. Plenty. That is plenty, my man. Look at that. Put the fog lamps back on. There we go. Nice little right in front of me. We're gonna call this a success. I haven't been flashed yet. I do think they might still be a little bit high, but yeah, we'll drive it around. If people start flashing at us, then, you know, we'll change them. All right, that's going to wrap this one up, guys. I appreciate you coming along. One thing I want to point out that at the end there, if you watched all the way through, I said I may come back and lower the lights a little bit. We did do that. We did it about a week later. She wasn't necessarily getting flashed a lot, but she was getting flashed sometimes. The Jeep is lifted and it's on 33s. So even with where I had it, it was a little bit too high. So we remarked everything, lowered them down. Everything looks so much better now that we have gotten that down. The grommets, I did find a replacement set of grommets for like 15 bucks on Amazon. It's a complete set of Jeep grommets. Interestingly enough, they had that available. People must be looking for that stuff enough to where they assembled a kit to do that. So don't forget to go to Eagle Lights. I really want to thank my friends over at Eagle Lights for providing these, so I can show you how to do these things. Show you in a very loose translation of show. Anyway, use the code Uncle Bogator at checkout at Eagle Lights to get 15% off your entire order. I do get a small commission off of those. I get 5%. Yeah, we've got Eagle Lights on every single one of the motorcycles, all 3 motorcycles, and now they're all wrapped around the Jeep. So I'm really thankful for these guys for being such a great partner. And yeah, thanks for coming along for this video and all videos. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.